Okay, so it seems I'm live. I hope I'm live. Yep. Okay, I don't know why there's a flickering. I just need to make sure that the lights are off. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I guess it is better now. So, the tube light creates this flickering effect for some cameras, maybe the mobile cameras which I'm using now. Okay, so this will be my position for upcoming live as well with this background. We still need to renovate this place. Um, so when it is done, of course, I can have the way I want. Just need to check if everything is proper. But I don't know, I'm not able to access my screen here. That's good. So yeah, so we are going live after 2 weeks, I guess. I mean, last Sunday I was live, but last Sunday we missed. I was supposed to go live, but something went wrong. So that's our new series now. Sunday evening live with Navin. I was looking for a good name. This is what I can think about. Let's stick to it. Let's see how things turns out. Okay, so in this live session, I'm going to answer your questions. So probably we'll first talk about the updates, what I'm currently doing. So currently, I am busy with the one of the training for a company, which is uh, it's actually a bank where they so that's one of the training I'm doing now. So most of my days and time is getting spent there. The next thing I'm doing is making the Hyperledger course. Now, this is weird, okay? So, of course, I'm going to make a separate video on this. So, if you remember, in the month of Feb, I announced about upcoming course, a paid course, which will be coming on the website, which was for blockchain, right? So the course was supposed to be uploaded by 31st March. And then I got a lot of your love, a lot of people bought that course. That course was not even complete. The course started in Feb, and then I was supposed to complete that in March. And so people bought that course. It had some basic videos, which is there on YouTube as well. And the entire course was supposed to be more than that, right? But then, due to the COVID situation, due to other issues, I was not able to go to office. Uh, it got delayed. It got delayed like anything. So it is March when it is supposed to be completed. Now it's August, right? So it's almost 5 months delayed. So last week, I guess I have sent the mails to the people who bought that course that we are not able to complete the course in the time given, so you can get refunds. So what I got some requests for the refunds, and then we have sent the refund to everyone. If you have not received the refund yet, so make sure that you reply to that mail which we have sent you. If not, you can send a mail which is telescotraining@gmail.com. And so most of them have got the refund for the blockchain course. But now, since I got time, the course is into making now. So yesterday I recorded the videos. It's still editing now. Maybe in the next week, upcoming week, the entire course may get complete because I'm good with the content. I have done with the content creation on paper. Uh, the topics are mentioned. The preparation is done. Now it's time for the actual making. So it might take 1 week. And again, once it is done, the course will be available on the website again. So uh, if you got the refund, if you again want to buy it, you can do it. Otherwise, if you want to check it out, maybe it will be available in a week. So I can see a lot of people are saying, Binod, I'm very curious to know the story behind this. I have not checked it yet. I was busy with other stuff. So today evening or tomorrow morning, I will surely have a check what exactly this new trend going on of Binod. It's exciting, right? So on social media, every time we get new trends, right? So there was a trend for uh, a duck, if I'm not wrong, or turkey. I forgot the bird. Then there was a trend for Sonam. There's a trend for now Binod. I don't know how they start this trend. Okay, so let's get started. So it's time to answer your questions. So I'm picking up the questions randomly here. So the first question is Sanskar Pandey. Do you stay in India? Yes, I am in India. Um, so just to show you the scene. Yeah, this looks like India. Yes, I am in India. So that's the view I enjoy every morning, every evening. So I'm sitting in my office at my home. So this is a simple office space, and that's the view I enjoy every day. Um, so normally I also go live on Instagram as well. And Instagram, so we did some live sessions last week about the scenery, but yeah. So that's yes, Ashwin. Okay, so मेरा लड़का है विनोद भैया का हो गया है. Okay. So next question is how to dual boot. Now, if you are using any machine, yeah, I guess now in Mac as well, you get dual boot, right? So yeah, so if you have any laptop or desktop, what you will do is, uh, when you say dual boot, which two OS you want to install? So normally when you say dual boot, we normally go for Windows and Linux based OS. That's what I do on my machines. Maybe some people use Mac or Windows. So if you want to, not Macintosh, it's Hackintosh which they use. Right? Anyway, so if you first you have to install Windows on your laptop or Windows 10 or Windows 8 or 8.1, whichever you prefer. And then once you install Windows, make sure that you have separate extra space, which is not formatted. Okay, so normally what you do is you format your uh, you basically format the system, right, with NTFS. So for Linux partition, you need to have a separate space, which is extra space, which should be free space. And then you have to start the installation of Windows or of Ubuntu. Now, or Ubuntu or any distribution which you want. So basically, you have to take a pen drive, you have to make it bootable. For that, you have to download the ISO file of Ubuntu. Then you have to install some software using which you can make a bootable pen drive. And then once you have it, connect to your machine, make sure that you boot from your USB. And it's very difficult to give you the steps like this for making bootable device. Best step would be go to Google and search for proper steps. Okay. So Rishu says, which language for class 9? Okay, now, thanks to the new education policy, now we have coding subjects from class 6. But if I remember, when I was in my school, so we were the first batch. And I guess it was in year 2001, I guess. Yeah, so we were the first batch where we were able to see the computers. So we had a computer lab in our school which was newly constructed. And it was weird, you know. So when we used to go to our computer labs, we were supposed to remove our shoes outside, and it makes sense actually because we used to have desktop, and then we have to make sure it is clean. So that's one thing. Now in the computer classes, they used to teach us how to use a keyboard, how to use Notepad, how to type on a keyboard, and it was exciting for us. Okay, so in sixth class or class 6, we were doing that, but now they can learn coding in class 6, and I've seen students who are learning coding at that age. Um, so the best way to start a programming to learn code is to start with Python, easiest language to get started, right? You can also use JavaScript or Python. Don't start with Java or some complex language. It's just that when you learn a language, it's really tricky to understand the basics or even the when you say you are learning a language, it's not just about syntax. It's also about the concept. It's also about the paradigm. Example is if you talk about Java, it is object oriented. When you talk about Python or JavaScript, it's mostly functional, right? So when you learn Python, it is easier to learn. So I would say start with that. Uh, yeah, so start with Python, and then you will go step by step. Sai says, "Do you know Telugu?" Yes, I do. Madhu says, "Are you on Udemy?" Yes, I do have two courses on Udemy. One is Python, and second one is Spring. Now, the amazing thing is, I never wanted to be on Udemy, but there were some participants or some audience or some subscribers. They wanted to learn, and then they don't have access of YouTube in their company, and that's why I went for Udemy. But now people are working from home, so they can learn from YouTube, right? Uh, so I have two courses. I don't have any plans of uploading more courses on Udemy, but you never know, right? If there's a requirement, of course, we have to. Uh, Meaning of Telusko. So Subramanyam is that yeah. So Subramanyam, you just have to go to YouTube and search for what is Telusko, right? So once you do that, there's a separate video of what is Telusko or what Telusko means. Keep laughing says how much money you earn when you earn per month. Okay, next question. Okay. Kafil Khan says, do you have created courses on Selenium in Java? No, I have not. Okay, future of React. Not sure. Not into front ends. I can't say much about it. FBI says Sir Binod. Okay, I don't know. Need to still to check that. Uh, will Java be obsolete? Maybe or maybe not. See, it all depends upon how developers are treating Java in their projects. I've seen a lot of companies they are moving away from Java to maybe Kotlin or Scala or maybe Python. But there are a lot of companies they are sticking to Java. See, it's not that they like Java more, that's why they're staying into it. See, when you use a language for particular projects in a company, and that project will be there for a long time, right? Maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Every company will not create a new project every new year just because you have a new language, just because you have new features. It's not like you will be making new projects just for the language. Some projects work for 10 years, some 15 years or 20 years, or maybe 30 years. There are some COBOL projects which are still running in the industry. Now, those companies, they are still using Java, so the entire team of development team are flexible with Java, and they are concerned about the throughput. So if their employees or their team is happy with Java, they will stick to Java for a long time, right? And it's a great language. Java is a very good language. So to be very honest, when I work with Java or the languages, I always feel Java is a very structured language, and that's very important. Okay, having a structure to a language, having the logic to a language is very important. When it comes to JavaScript, it's a great language, but if you get stuck somewhere, if there are different type of errors or bugs you can face, and if you get stuck somewhere, you're gone. I know people will say, hey, there's a way to find out, but maybe you have not tried Java. So once you are into Java domain, you may not like other languages, and that's my experience. So we have a new member in Telusko. So hi Anil Kumar, welcome to Telusko as a new member. And that's one of the way of supporting the channel. You can just be a part of this channel by clicking on the join button, and your small help will be support to Telusko. So we got a super chat from Riksha. What is the Riksha? Okay. So the question is, thank you so much for the super chat. And the question is, how do I go about making my career as a Linux admin? I'm into second year BCA, have been a regular Linux user since 2012, and that's great. If you are using Linux from a long time, it's been 2012, I mean 8 years. So you already been with Linux for 8 years. That means you already know a lot of different aspects of that OS, right, or the kernel. So the best thing would be once you know how to use Linux, get a professional course or a certificate from maybe Red Hat or what other companies we have which provides Linux administration. Maybe Oracle, if I'm not wrong. So try with Red Hat, and that should do. And then just don't stay into Linux admin. Maybe you can get into cloud as well, cloud admin, and then a cloud infrastructure. I guess that's the proper word. So search for cloud infrastructure for Amazon, for Google Cloud, and get certified. That should be the best option. Okay. Next question. Well, I don't know why the questions are going so fast today. When are you coming to Bangalore? Hussein, it all depends upon the situation, the current situation. It's best to stay home at this point. If it is very important to go somewhere, then only we should travel, right? But for meetup, I don't think it's that important. We can still meet online. But sure, if there's something very important for that, I need to travel, and if the uh, if the regulations allowed, of course, I would love to come to Bangalore again. Okay, next question. Do you prefer MI notebook? Uh, no, if the current situation, we have this entire thing about boycott China. Uh, at least their products, we are more concerned about the government approach of China, and I really feel it's time to show. So I don't have anything against the Chinese people, but it's more for their government approach. And I would love to see India growing in this sense, right? So once you start making manufacturing in India, that's where we will be getting powerful. Um, so in that case, I will not prefer any Chinese products, at least for myself. Uh, so yes, I still do have some of the Chinese devices. Example, I still use OnePlus, but then I bought it a long time back. New phones, of course not. New laptops, of course not. But then one thing I realized, so it doesn't matter how much we say about boycotting China, the new sales which are going on Amazon and Flipkart, it proves. It proves. It's just about saying boycott China, but people are still buying it. And I ordered some of the products online, and then even it is not a Chinese company product, it is still made in China, right? That's one thing. But again, so it's not a proper place to talk about all these things. Maybe I can talk about my feeling on all these aspects on a separate place, maybe a separate channel. So I have one more channel which is Navin Reddy Vlogs. I have not started vlogging yet, but the channel is ready. You can just try it out. So search for Navin Reddy Vlogs, and you will see more videos there. So we got super chat from Omkar. Thank you so much, Omkar. And the question is, which is the best framework, Java, Spring, or C# .NET for better job opportunities? How is the future for Spring framework? Spring, uh, currently, if you want to see something, I would say go for Spring. But don't just stop at Spring, go for microservices. So once you have learned Spring framework, also learn microservices and related frameworks for that. .NET is also good, but it's very limited to some of the projects, right? But Java is everywhere. Difficult to answer. Should we go for Java or C Sharp? But I can be biased here, right? I have worked on Java for a long time. I have also worked on C Sharp, but Java is great. Java is great. So whatever company I visit to, they have more Java projects than C Sharp. But that doesn't mean C Sharp is not don't have a good future or something like that. It's a great platform, .NET, and C Sharp is a great language. But personally, I would say Java. Okay, we got another super chat from Ravi. Thank you so much. Okay, so question is how to stay motivated to program. If you want to be a programmer, and how to stay motivated is to build projects. See, it's very easy nowadays to procrastinate, right? What you can do is you can just take a mobile phone, open Facebook, open LinkedIn, open WhatsApp, and you spend so much of time. And then we all know we have to make a project, we have to improve our coding skills. But how will you do that? How will you exactly stay motivated? How do you do that every day? It's difficult for me as well. I don't know what you think about me as a YouTuber, but I am still lazy. It takes time for me to get started with my work. I know it's difficult to accept that on public platform. No one want to say they are lazy, but I think it's time for me to be true, right? I am lazy for something, and I feel as a human we have that tendency of being lazy. But what you can do is everywhere you can stick notes. So on my laptop, I have this app which is sticky. So I have the sticky notes there, which talks about my work, what I have to do. And if you want to do something, just start with that. Okay, that's what I've learned. Just start with it and slowly. Example, let's say if you want to do something for 3 hours, don't think that you have to spend 3 hours doing that. No, don't do that. What you can do is say I will do that for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then I'm done. Then I can do whatever I want. Now, once you start doing that, once start with that work, you will start loving it, and then you don't want to get up. So that's what I do now. So yesterday, not yesterday, on Saturday night, on maybe Sunday, Friday night, I was supposed to make only one video, but I made 4 videos, right? So it's just that once you start doing it, and you will continue with that. We got one more super chat from Rohan, and the question is, what to learn new technologies as ETL developer? Oh, what is ETL developer? I forgot. Is it? Oh, my brain is not working. What is ETL? Just 1 second. I was knowing about this. What happened to me? Yeah, big data. I was also thinking when I heard about this thing. Not sure. I'm not into this thing, so I can't say much about it. Make sure that you are good with coding skills. I'm not sure about other things. Sorry about that, Ron. Okay, Node.js versus Java. Good question. So even I have this concern which one should go for. One thing is very straightforward. If you want to build an application which is data intensive, I would say go for Java. If it is IO intensive or not. If you want quick response, go for. If it is CPU intensive, go for Java. Data intensive, go for Node.js. In short, if you want to work with threads by yourself, go for Java. If you want single-threaded application, go for Node.js. So I guess a lot of people are watching this. Hit that like button, everyone. It gives me confidence. And there's one more thing. I was thinking about going live or maybe making some videos on maybe going live every day. Just give a thumbs up in the comment section if you think I should do a series. Maybe not a new series, but then the series which we have already done, but live this time. Maybe Java or Python or something like that. What do you think? A lot of people are saying, okay, let me just plan for that as well. Okay, next question is, can you teach data science, please? Okay, I may not be doing data science, but then we are into a collaboration with one of the company. It's a e-learning platform. We are into collaboration for data science, and I might take some sessions on data science for them live on YouTube. So of course you can also join. Okay, you skipped my super chat. Oh, sorry for that. It's just that there's so many messages coming up here. Okay, YouTube need to improve its. How do I see the super chats? Okay, sorry for that. I missed your super chat. But what's your question? I can answer that. Future of computer science, everything is computerized, right? So that's that's a good future, no doubt about it. Okay, see that I know, one of the main question everyone asks is like if I first the chat window, most of the questions are based on the future of this, the future of that. See, it has a very simple answer. the future is dependent on how we are using the technology now. No one knows the future, right? So even if I say Python will be there for a long time, no one knows that. Maybe 3 years or 4 years we'll be having something which might replace Python, right? So no one can guess the future. Uh, so what you can do is whatever thing you're doing now, check the present scenario of it. Don't think about future. If it is getting used now, it will be getting used in future as well. And there's no technology which is getting replaced. Okay, everything is getting updated. Example, let's say if I talk about Java, now we call Kotlin. Now, Kotlin is not the exact replacement for Java. It's an update of Java because behind the scene is still Java, right? So nothing is getting replaced. Everything is getting updated. So do whatever you want to, whatever you like. Get started with that, and then in the process, let's say next year you will realize, hey, the technology which I'm working on, there is an alternative for that. Learn that, right? So once you know this one, it is easier to learn that as well. So don't think about these things. The future, the future, the future. It doesn't have any sense to it. So we got one more member. Thank you so much for joining, Shri Hari. Okay, Node versus Django. Node, I would say. Do a live session on Java on Python. I should, right? I should do a live session on Python. Let's see if I can do that. Should I go for Hibernate or Spring? Both. Why is the oh first? Okay, should I first go for that? Okay, first I would say go for Hibernate. Understand the basic concepts and then learn Spring. Because if you learn Spring, there's a concept which is Spring ORM, and it will make your work so easy. Then after that, if you try to learn Hibernate, you might not like it. So learn Hibernate first, understand the concepts, then go for Spring. Okay, last few questions and then we are done. Roshan says ETL developer with Java backend language. Okay, so in that case, see, Java has a future, even ETL has a future. What you can do is, I'm not sure about the current scenario. What you can do is, currently, whatever project you are working on, continue with that. Plus, look out for the alternatives. So, if you're working for a company and they are using this tool, look for the alternate tools. And if you feel that those tools are the updated one, learn that as well. So not into your. So I don't want to give you any bad, advice, and that's I'm not saying much about it. Difference between software developer and a programmer, they both are same with mild differences. You know, in terms of words, of course, but when you say programmer, people normally think they are more into coding. Developer is the more of logic and then understand the user requirement and then doing it. But in general, everyone is a developer when everyone is a programmer. It's just like two different words. But yes, there's a difference between designers and developers, right? So if you design a website, you're a web designer. But backend is web development. Last one question and then we are done. Maybe I will try to go live on the separate channel plus Instagram. So if you have not followed me on Instagram, you can follow that. And the good thing is I forgot my Instagram ID. That's weird, right? It should be Navin 2020. Try that. And there's also another channel which is Navin 20 Vlogs. Subscribe to that as well so that I can do some vlogs in future. Oh, there's a question from Jayant which says why programming is boring sometimes. Programming is not boring. It may be the type of project you're working on. Programming is never boring. When microservices classes will be started? Not planned yet. I don't think so. We'll be doing that soon. There's so much things lined up. Question from Motivation Hub: MCA from reputed college or job in MNC? It's actually very difficult to answer. Looking at the current scenario, I would say go for job in MNC. Uh, But doing MCA is, see, the thing is, if you're doing MCA, you're wasting 3 years of your life, right? And then looking at the current scenario in the industry, I feel skills are more important. So what you can do is get a job, upgrade yourself to some high-tech skills, maybe AI, blockchain, and then switch jobs. They will not even ask for your degrees. So doing MCA this time is more of wasting that 3 years. So if I so let me just put myself in your shoes, or not exactly in your shoes, but at your position. If I have done if I've just completed my graduation, if I have two choices, I could have gone for a job at startup. Okay, but you can think about. So that's it, everyone. So that was our Sunday session. Maybe remaining, I know I am not able to answer all the questions, but it's difficult to answer all the questions in one live session. You can't actually think about the number of chats I can see. It just goes up, tuck, 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 tuck. So let's see. We'll see you next time, everyone. Till that point, I will also check out what this Binod thing is. Thanks, everyone, and see you in the next live sessions. And more videos are coming up on the paid platform as well as on YouTube. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Bye, everyone.